Hello everyone, welcome to today's session, and in today's session we will discuss about independent solution ISV licensing, how to license an ISV solution in D365 finance and operation. I'm Peer Khurram Rashdi, and I'm MCT and MVP as well. So this solution, ISV solution, is basically when someone or some organization or some developer or team, they develop an ISV solution in order to be resale in D365 marketplace. So this one will be very important topic for those people, and this will guide you how to basically secure your solution, how to license it, how to specifically license as per the customer or partner environment where it is sold, and how to basically link up your license with the solution or solution objects, all the objects within Visual Studio solution. So this is related with Dynamics 365 finance and operation. So we will start with the training overview. It will basically start with the introduction, and next we will discuss about various features available in regard to ISV solution licensing. And then also, since a certificate will be required, which also need to be authenticated by some authority, the certificate giving authority, so this topic will be covered. Then we will go to how to develop the ISV solution, and this will be a brief solution instead of a complete, in order to just demonstrate how you will basically link up various things together, and then also how to generate a customer specific license or package creation when you are selling your solution to a specific customer, and then how you will be importing basically the license into various environments. This includes development, sandbox, or production environment. So to start with the introduction, independent software vendors, who are they? Basically they are entities who develop different solutions. They build it, implement, and sell to monetize the industry solution within D365 ecosystem. So there are various tools and frameworks which are available to build the solution. For example, you can generate customer specific license using these tools or framework. Also, for the test purpose, you can generate self signed certificate, or you can also generate paid certificate which can be authenticated by various certificate giving authorities online. So then we will basically in the ISV solution, what is included? It includes all the objects within D365. Can be forms, pages, reports, or various different objects available in AOT solution within Visual Studio. So those can be linked up with the license key, and that will be only shown once you apply the license to the specific environment. So only the customer, when they purchase the license key, in that case only these forms and various objects or reports will be available to use. Okay, so what are various features? Basically, ISV license can be generated by ISV, independent software vendor, and it can be linked to an authenticode certificate that is X.509 standard from a certificate authority. The famous are Symantec, VeriSign, and Thought, etc. And this is basically needed to verify that the solution is distributed by the specific ISV instead of hackers or any other organization. So this is only to ensure that this is original and genuine coming from an ISV which it is claiming to be. So ISV license can be applied to the solution, and then further this solution can be distributed to the customer partners who will purchase these solutions. So in order them to enable using the ISV solution. Okay, so ISV solution also ensures that on runtime runtime, the solution runs only when ISV license is applied or it is valid. So without valid means it is not expired, and applied means without. Definitely, if even you apply the package and you don't have the license, so it will not be enabled. So both conditions should be fulfilled, that it should not be expired, or there should be the limit of, for example, if there is, now in this case there can be two type of ISV license. One is a Boolean and the other one is number. So the Boolean and both are having expiry date irrespective of the system expiration date. So for example, if the expiry date has reached for this license, but still in the Boolean, basically it is a simple activation, whereas number is used to have more logic to check count provided by the ISV license. So both types are available. ISV license when become invalid, so definitely system is still running, but your license has expired, so it will still function until the next server restart, which will basically disable the solution, and an error will be logged in the event log. So to start with, we will start with the self-signed certificate creation for test purposes, but a certificate can be generated on the payment basis from the authorities online, like Thought. So in this case, these command we will execute in PowerShell, and basically here you can see in the red which the information which need to be filled by you as a test or trial. You can fill this red fonts. You can see here the command basically put value in the variable, and this is new self-signed certificate command, and then you have to define the certificate location where it will be basically installed, and the DNS name you need to put here, and then the type will be code signing certificate, and the key export policy is defined exportable, that this certificate can be exported from the container or the repository of certificates. Okay, then hash algorithm is also defined, key length 2048, key spec signature, and provider is Microsoft Finance, RSA and AES cryptographic provider. And then we have the creation date, and then we have the expiration date, not before, where you need to fill basically the creation date is 1st of January 2023, and not after, means this is the expiry date, which means 31st December 2033. So for the 10 years this license will be valid. So let's execute this command. Okay, so let's start with the first command, which is this one, and run the PowerShell through administrator, run as administrator, and you need to just, this is, I think, 2 times the command has been pasted. Just paste 1 time, and you can see from the PowerShell the command with the coloring of different keywords. It is very obvious here, and I will just click enter. So the command has been executed, and now I need to go to the computer certificate, manage computer certificate, and let me check in the local machine that this certificate has been created or not yet. So here you can see the certificate has been created, and by double clicking it you will see issued to this and issued by this, and valid from 1st of January 2023 to 31st of December 2033. So all the details are available. In this way you can generate a certificate for your purposes of coding or development, but this will be not trusted because this is self-signed and it is only available to this development box or this PC. So this is not internationally recognized. So only for development purpose or for this demonstration we will be using this. So this certificate has been generated, and afterwards we will go to the next, and here we will get a reference to this certificate which we have just generated. So for that I will just copy the next command and put in the PowerShell. This will bring the reference to this variable cert path as a string variable. This will bring the reference of the certificate which we have generated. Okay, so next is create the secure string password for the certificate that is being used. So I will just put a password. Okay, for password the command is like this, where you need to put once again let me copy and paste it here. So you can see dash string switch will contain a string password here. As a sample I have put this password, and this will also be available in the variable cert password. Okay, after this giving the password, we need to export the certificate private key as PFX file using our password. So here we have given a path which is a temporary folder path where a PFX file will be generated. So here we will use the cert password variable as a password in order to export this certificate, and also we will be exporting it as .cer file format as a public key. So this will also be having the same path, and so the switch will be cert actually variable will be cert path, which we have already put, and this will be also exported. Okay, then we can add the certificate to the root store by giving this command as well. So we will execute all of these three commands. First of all, this command, and we can now show you that if you go to the temp folder, there is nothing, and once we execute the command, so there will be a file generated which is PFX file, which is export import for the certificate. And now you can see at the top certificate PFX file has been generated in order to import it later on. So same way we will also execute to generate the CER file. Okay, so like this we will be generating the CER file which is available here, and you can also double click and check. This is just like a certificate, and this one is importable format. Double clicking it will ask you the location where this certificate need to be installed. Okay, so next one is adding the certificate to the root store, and this is the command and which you can execute. So it is saying that trusted root certificate authorities is the root, and signature matches public key certificate PKR ISV cert added to the store, cert store add store command completed successfully. So if we go to the trusted root certification authority, so our certificate will be there available in this path. Okay, so here you can see this is our certificate. Through the command we have also placed it in this folder or the path, trusted root certification authority and certificates. Okay, so these commands we have in these commands what we have done basically, in the previous slide we have created our certificate here, and with the expiry date, and then we have took the reference of certificate and created a password for the certificate. And once we have done that, we have exported the certificate as PFX and CER file, and then also added the certificate to the root store. Okay, so now the step is Dynamics 365 ISV solution development. So what is that stage? First of all, we will create a Visual Studio project. So first step is project creation, and in the project creation we need to basically import certificate as a resource. Then we will create a license code. In that license code we will link up the resource, which is basically certificate, and then configuration key creation is needed, in which we will link up the previous step, that is license code will be linked up to the configuration key. And then once configuration key is created, this configuration key can be associated to the various AOT objects, application object tree objects like forms, pages, reports, menu items, where we need to enable that configuration key, so that once our license is applied, only in that case the configuration will check basically that you have the license. So now to enable those objects, so that that feature is available for you because you have purchased the license. So in this demo we will be creating a simple menu item and form, and in the form we will place a button, and then basically we will be linking the configuration key to that button, and we will check whether it is visible or not visible before and after the application of license available for the specific line. So we will go ahead with these steps, and then we will return to the PowerPoint again. So to start with, we will go to the Visual Studio first of all, and before that we need to also create a new model for this from the beginning. So I will be creating a model here. And in the publisher name we can put the name of the publisher, can be an organization or can be individual. And then I will put this in ISV layer. This is important because this is independent software vendor layer. And version we can this is initial version, so I will put the same version. And in the model description I can put description about this model. Okay, then a model display name will be like this. That's it, and I will go ahead and create a new package here. Okay, and in this package I will need to basically enable whatever the packages I will be referring initially. Okay, so then it will ask to create a new project, make this default model for all projects. So go ahead with this one. Okay, so give it a name. Okay, now you can see on the right hand side in the Solution Explorer that a new project with name what I have given has been created in ISV layer. Okay, so now first of all the step will be to create a resource that will be a certificate. So to start with, go to the new item and go to D365 items node, and here labels and resource. Under label and resources, here first of all we also need a label file here, because we will not be hard coding our labels. So for that I will create a label file. So it is asking me label file ID. I will go ahead with the name already there, and English US is already selected, so I will go ahead with English US. If you want to add any other language like Arabic, Saudiya, you can enter that one. So the label file on the right hand side in the Solution Explorer has been created. Now I will create a resource here, and that will be the certificate, and I will give it a name. Okay, PKRZK certificate ISV cert. Okay, no underscore afterwards. I think it's better. ISV cert will be enough, and then I can add it. Now it is asking me where the certificate is basically located, so I will go to the temporary folder, and here I can select the CER file basically, and I will open it. Now you can see resource has been generated, and so resource has been linked with the certificate. Okay, so now certificate, that is self-signed certificate, is assigned to the resource. So now the next step will be basically, if we go here, a certificate to be imported as resource has been completed. So next step is license code creation and setting the properties to link the certificate with the license code. So now we will go ahead and create a new item again, and this will be the license code. So for the licensing, we need to go to the configuration, and here you can see this license code. So in the license code, we can put PKR ZK, and be careful about the spellings. I have seen many developers, they misspelled many words, and then they need to be consistent in throughout their code. So this will be PKR ZK license code. Okay, so this is created also in ISV, and if you can see here in this license code, basically in the properties you can see there is type boolean and as well as the number. So we will be having only boolean in this case, which is a simple license. Okay, so this will need only to enable it, and for this also we can give a label for this license. So I will put a name for the solution, the same I will be putting here. Instead of this one, I will go and create the same in the license file. Okay, so I will just open my license label file. I will put a label ID as well. Like this. Save it, and then this label ID you can copy and then put in the label property, and then in the certificate certificate property you can click, and then it will show you PKRZK ISV certificate that you can put here. Okay, so this is the important property that you need to basically put, and also certificate name, the subject name of the certificate that contains the public key that is required to enable a license code. So certificate name, if you want, you can also put here. So I will just put the same name as a solution. Okay, so this step has been also completed, the linking of the linking of the certificate with the license code. So what is the next step? Next step is configuration key creation and then linking this license code with the configuration key. Okay, so for configuration key we will again go ahead and add a new item and go to the configuration key here and also put the name like before. Okay, or you can put abbreviated config key, that is also enough. Okay, so now there is a configuration key which is available, and for configuration key I will again put the same license the label which I have generated for my solution, ISV solution, and here license code need to be linked, which we have created in the previous step. So we will go and type PKR-ZK license code. License code is linked with this configuration key. So now you would be understanding the sequence of the steps. First step was the certificate creation, and in this case we did not create or a paid certificate from a third party, that is Thought or any other one, but we created a self-signed certificate for our development demonstration. And then what we have created a label file in order to use in our solution, a label file to be in conformance with the best practices. Then we have basically created the license code. In the license code basically, before that we created resource. In resource we linked the certificate with that resource. So we imported the certificate as a resource, and that certificate as a resource was basically linked with the license code here. So here in the certificate property we linked the ISV certificate resource. So then this license code was used in the configuration key. Okay, so this configuration key, once we have basically created the configuration key, this configuration key can be used in various objects of AOT. So these objects need to be linked up with each other. Okay, so I will just close and just let me check the configuration key once more. So in description, a lengthy description you can also put here, but for here I will not put anything else. Okay, so in order to now create the AOT object where I will be applying this, so first of all I need to check my solution where it will be placed. So first of all I will be checking the menu which is available. So for that I will go to the user interface, I will check the menus where I will be putting my solution. So that is also very important thing, because the relevant objects need to be put in the similar menu. So we can create a new model, or we can create an existing in the existing module. So I prefer that we create a new module instead of using the existing one. So for that what I need to do is basically, so I will add a new menu for my solution, and for that I will just go ahead and create a new item, and then I will go to the user interface, and in the user interface I will be creating a menu here. So once this menu is created, you can see it is in ISV layer. So in this menu I will be basically linking up my configuration key, so that once my this license is applied which is linked with this configuration key, only then this menu should be available. So then I can also put here the menu label, and that will be the ZK solution as per the this name. Okay, and configuration key and label, these two properties I have set here. Okay, and So once I have created the menu is created. Now I need to also create a form here. For that form I need to add a new item. Okay, and in the form I will put a demonstration form just for the sake of this demonstration. PKRZK test. Okay, so this will be a simple form, and in this form I will be basically not applying any of the pattern just for now, and I will be placing a button here, form button control, and this button control will also have a configuration key. Enabled. So all the objects which will be contained under this solution need to enable the same configuration key which we have basically placed here. So for the sample I will just put a text here, and this I will remove later on. It's just for an example. Okay, and name as it is, no need of anything else. Just put a form, and then I will put a menu item, display menu item. Okay, display menu item, and this will be also PKRZK test, same name as the form name, and then here in the form it is object type is form, and the object name will be the form name which we have just created, and also the label we will put as this will be the menu item label. This I will delete later on for my solution, but for the sake of example I am just putting then I will open the menu, and in this menu I will be placing the display menu item under this menu without any sections, like sections have been sub menus, and this I have not done any sub menu. This is just for the example. I have not I can create sub menus here, but only for the sake of example. So this is it for now, and then I will build the solution. Keep in mind that menu and the button has been assigned the configuration key. Configuration key, which is PKRZK config key, that has been assigned to both of the objects. If you go to the form, also we have missed here in the form that see in the display menu item you can see there is also property configuration key. So this also we can enable here, PKRZK configuration, and so since the entry point for the form is basically display menu item, so no need on the form level, only on the menu item level is enough. Okay, so that we have already assigned. We will build the solution. Okay, then we will launch D365 and check whether the module which we have developed is basically shown in the environment. So on the left hand side of Application Explorer you can see under the menu node that PKRZK here you can see this is the menu node, and PKRZK menu has been placed with the menu item of display, but in the environment still the menu is not visible. Okay, it should be in PKR, but it's not visible as per the property set for the menu here. So the property is set, but the menu is still not visible. So what are the next step? So we have just here created form, menu item, button, and linked the configuration key, but this is not visible. So what we need to do now? So the next step is to just note down the domain and the serial number for a specific environment for which you will be generating a license file that need to be imported. So that is also two different approaches, one for dev and one for sandbox or production. So first of all, we need to keep a note of the basically domain and the serial number and where it is available. So just go to the environment and click here in the question mark and go to the about. In the about, there is a license section here, and you will note down the DNS name here. Put in the file. So each license is specific to the specific environment, and then we will keep note of the serial number. Okay, so this is the serial number and this is the environment or the domain name. Okay, so the next step, after noting down these two things, we will go and generate a license for the customer, that is tenant ID and the name. And then we need to sign the license by using the certificate's private key. In this case, a self-signed certificate's private key, and then we need to pass the following parameter to the axutil gen license command to create the license file. Okay, so this is the total command, and here you can observe that the path where basically axutil is located is AOS service packages local directory bin, and then inside the bin axutil command is located, and then the switch will be license to generate the license, and the switches will be like a file where the license file will be placed, and the name you need to give, I mean the path and the file name, and then certificate path where the certificate is located in PFX format, and then the license code name basically which you need to give, and the customer means the tenant name here. Okay, and then the serial number, and then the password for the certificate. Okay, so these are various parameters. So we will just generate it. Just go over to the notepad file, and we will just ensure that here the serial number is the same like here, and avoid the spaces after the colon. So this should be the same. Okay, the password also need to be the same which you have assigned, and also the tenant name, this one you need to place here, and already it is there. So everything is set, and the path of the folder is also set, and the files are already located, we have checked it. So what we need to do is we will make a we will open the power command prompt and run as administrator. Okay, here I prefer to go to the exact path here in the bin folder. Okay, in the bin folder you need to just start from axutil till the end. So the command will be like this. So it is already executed. Okay, or you press enter to execute it, and then you go to the temp folder, and you will see here that license file has been generated, and once you open it, there are various tags available inside this. There is a signature, there is a customer, that is tenant is also placed, time stamp has been of today's date, 3rd of November 2023, and this is the serial number that we have took from the license section of about box, and then the license code, the name is here, and certificate serial number is also here. So this is our license file. Okay, so this license file has been generated. Okay, so after this, after generation of the license file, Okay, so what we need to do is basically import the license into the target environment. So here our target environment is the dev box, but once you are in the sandbox environment, that is a different approach. So we will go to the different approach later. First we will import this into the development box, and for that also the path will be the same, bin folder, and but here there will be another exe file, a deployment setup, and in which you need to give the parameters like the packages local directory as a metadata directory, and then you have the bin directory which will again be the same. And one more step which is required here is SQL database. Okay, so SQL database, in this case AXDB. So I will just open the SQL because this is dev box, so I can open the DB. Otherwise you need to have the access to there, but it is not needed for the sandbox or the production, because you need to create a deployable package for deploying your license file there. So it is only valid for the development box. So I will just create a new user and assign it a sysadmin and give it a password, and then we'll try to import this file. So here the environment will open the SQL. Okay, SQL Server Management Studio need to be open and run as administrator. Okay, then you can connect it. Okay, here in the databases you can see AXDB database is available. For this I need to create a new login that will be SQL authentication based, because I don't know AOS user's password, which I need to decrypt basically from the configuration files. So I don't need to do that. So in that order, in that case I will create basically a new user, pkr admin. Okay, here I will just go ahead and create a new login to give it access to the transactional DB. Okay, and remove the password security, and here I will give the password, which you need to keep a note for your case, so that you need to assign it. And then in the server roles I will assign it sysadmin, that will give the access to all the DBs for the demonstration purpose. Okay, now this command is totally valid, and I will copy this command. Okay, and the file path where the license is located, and you need to give the SQL user and password which has the access to AX transactional DB, and then it will import the license file to the packages. Okay, for now I will just show you one thing. Go to the system admin module. Okay, in the system admin module, go to the license configurations. In the setup, go to the license configuration, where all the features are basically enabled or disabled, or configuration keys are enabled or disabled. Okay, so here you can see there is no PKR right now. It is not available here. Okay, so it is not available right now. So what I need to do is go to the bin folder in command shell, and then issue this command with the AX deployment setup and import license file metadata directory. I need to put you need to change maybe your path if it is not C drive. If it is any other drive, you need to change these parameters: bin directory and metadata directory, and the SQL Server user ID password I just generated, and license file. So I will just execute this one, and now it started its process automatically. It will check whether this configuration key is already there or not, and then accordingly import it. After this step, in development box you need to basically synchronize the DB, but this step is not needed on the production or sandbox, because there you deploy a package, and in that process already it will synchronize the DB. So here this beginning sync step importing license has started. import license have been finished. Okay, so all the steps looks successful as per the last step, and then just refresh this license configuration. Okay, now you can see in the configuration key there is PKR ZK solution, and this one is not enabled right now, and you cannot enable because only it is read only. The form is read only. Okay, so you cannot enable it. So the next step what it will be, just synchronize the DB. Go to the extension D365 and then go to the synchronize DB and start the synchronization process. Once the DB will be synchronized, the configuration key will be enabled, and once it is enabled, then definitely your module will be shown along with the objects. So let it finish. It will not take much time. Once it is your initial synchronization of DB is already there, so it will not take much time based on your DevBox resources, that includes the RAM and the course which you have assigned to the DevBox. After synchronization, we can see that PKR ZK solution is now enabled, but still we cannot see our menu to be visible. This is one of the steps which we have missed here, and because we have created a menu but we have not extended the main menu in which we need to place this our newly created menu. For that we need to just locate the main menu which is here, and then we need to extend this menu, create an extension, and after creating extension you can rename this with your project name. Okay, just double click and this now will be available with all the menus. So once we have extended this main menu, we will just right click and go to the new and go to the new menu reference. Don't go to the menu item reference, that is required when you have a display menu item to target a form or other objects, but here we will be referring menu reference. Okay, so here in the menu reference we will put the name of our menu, and then menu name which we have created here, that is PKR ZK. Okay, so this will be the menu, and name and menu name we need to set these two properties. Okay, so now this menu should be available in the main menu. For that we need to just build the solution, and then we need to just refresh. So once you have built the solution, then you can go and check that your solution is now available as a module, and there is a menu item showing the form or the page, and here you can see the button. Okay, so there is no nothing still we have set here. So this is it, and in this video we have seen various factors for an ISV solution, and any independent developer or the company or a team can develop a solution on the top of Dynamics 365, and then they can enable the licensing so that a specific customer or partner will use that solution. So to ensure that your compliance is basically ensured and enforced. Also there is one more thing which is important, and that is import the license into the target environment for the sandbox or the production. To install ISV license in production system, we must use a deployable package because we don't have so much control over there, and that is basically dictated by Microsoft how it is basically done on LCS. So there is a template package available in path, which is like packages folder, bin, and custom deployable package, and there is a zip file that is in the called basically a template for the package, and it can also be in these locations. So you can try where it is, and as per your specific installations. And then there is, once you go inside the zip file or you extract it, there is in AOS service, scripts, and license folder. you can place your license file there. Or if you have a full package of once you create a new deployable package, so you can also place inside the license folder your license file. That is also the case. So we will just check where it is, just to show you. So in this case, I will go to AOS service, packages local directory, and then I will go to the bin folder. Okay, in the build folder you can see custom deployable packages, and here are all the templates available. So here import ISV license. Once you click and go inside, there is AOS service scripts and then the license folder. So here you can put your txt file which we have generated in the temp directory. This text file you can place in this folder, and then you can again package and deploy it. But it's better once you have your all solution within deployable package, you can go ahead and find this path, and in this license folder you can place your license file, so that once you are deploying the package, at the same time the license is also applied. So this is the step when you need to deploy it on the sandbox or the production, but in the dev we have already checked it. Okay, so more than one license can also be placed in the license folder, and if the one license depends on another, so it need to be named accordingly. So it should be alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, and alphabetical order it should be. So first base license, then advanced license, like A is the base, and then B is dependent on A, so B license will be placed as per the sequence alphabets. So here we are just telling which we have done the steps, like DB sync in Visual Studio, and the package is shown like this until the DB sync is completed. Once DB sync is completed, then basically it is shown like this. So the blue box is ticked, and the whole license code is basically shown to you, and then the menu is also enabled here along with all the objects. So this is it, and in order to recap all the steps, so the important step is this one. First, we have created the self-signed certificate in the development, otherwise you need to issue it from some certificate authority, and then you need to basically create the project, and certificate need to be imported as a resource then need to be linked to the license code we have created and linked to the certificate, that is resource. And then configuration key was basically created, and in which we linked the license code in the properties, and then various objects or menus were created where we have set the property as per our configuration key. And then we have deployed, we have taken the customer information like serial number and the tenant ID, and then we have used the generate license command of axutil to generate the license, and then we have imported it in DevBox. But if in case of sandbox, you need to create a deployable package and put your license under the license folder, as I have shown you here, AOS service scripts and license. So this need to be placed there and need to be deployed, and the DB sync is automatically done on the sandbox and production. In this way you can basically develop your own ISV solution, and you can sell it in the marketplace or app source. So you can distribute your independent solution vendor package to the customer and partners around the Dynamics 365 ecosystem. I am hopeful this video was of some information for you guys, and you can go ahead and start developing your solutions in order to sell it in the marketplace. Thank you very much, guys. Take care and bye bye.